Sing it, girl. That was so good.
That's my goodness.
Wow.
You're now reacting to the BLACKPINK member JISOO and her solo release Earthquake off of her debut mini album called Amortage, which is the combination of amor
Amore.
and montage.
Which means?
Which means montage.
I love montage.
Oh, that's cute.
That's cute.
Earthquake is about the overwhelming and intense emotions of love that shake up one's world like an earthquake. The lyrics describe the powerful, uncontrollable feelings that go.
That didn't happen. We're not talking about that.
Is there an earthquake happening? The lyrics describe the powerful, uncontrollable feelings that come with deep attraction, make it impossible to stay composed. The song conveys passion, excitement, and the emotional turbulence of being in love.
Composed.
The song is composed by Jack Brady, Jordan Roman, Sarah Troy, Sarah Bow, Manny Marroquin, Chris Gevringer, and the lyrics are co-written by
JISOO.
Yeah.
Really? Oh.
Slay. As she should.
This video is brought to you by you, our YouTube members and supporters on Patreon. Patreon and YouTube memberships are how viewers like you can support us and also gain access to exclusive content like extra reactions to both old and new K-pop songs, early access to every React to the K video, a weekly podcast.
I love how quiet the higher percussion is in comparison to the bass drum, which is like so loud and overpowering. It just provides like a really strange energy to the song that I can really get behind.
If you want to become a patron or YouTube member to help our channel grow and to access over 1,000 exclusive videos, check out the description of this video for how to join. A huge thank you to all of you who already support us. We really couldn't do this without you. And now, back to the video.
3, 2, 1. Valentine's Day.
Is this an office romance? Office siren.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder who made the phone ring sound effect.
This doesn't really look romantic.
She's an office girly. Good day to wear the glasses. Everyone's so fashionable.
Why her phone case like that?
Oh, I think I know what's about to happen.
By the
Oh God! I'm getting flashbacks!
Office siren moment.
Oh.
Evidence.
No phones at the desk.
What the hell?
Whoa. I'm so invested.
Oh my gosh, Taseman, the actor.
I know this guy. I've seen him in stuff. What have I seen him in?
Oh, she's got the lie detector.
She's got the polygraph, you know?
Honestly, this is my two selves in my brain whenever I'm crying.
Oh, that's a way to start.
Grungy. The makeup. Wow. I like that.
This is very creative.
Uh-huh. E major to D major?
Oh,
Major.
or
Ooh.
that's a car.
Got that bass boom boom boom.
There's like white noise in the background. Oh my.
Wow. Girl, you get that. She's so cool.
Oh, D. It's not a BLACKPINK music video unless they're driving in a car.
Rooted in minor. She just decided to start with modal mixture.
That's a bit fast.
Come on, build it.
Guitar for only 2 notes is kind of interesting.
That's a smooth bass right there.
This shit better play in the club, bro.
What if you get her?
So real.
You will.
2 acoustic guitar strums.
I noticed that.
Okay, Slay.
It's giving flower.
It's giving flower. I was just about to.
Wow.
Did you hear the stereo sound? Oh, I like how they're dancing on the lie detector.
No, that's exactly.
Oh. There's an aggravating lack of D sharp, and I like it.
Wow, I love this music video. I'm like enraptured.
Every angle of camera pans somewhere else.
Ooh. She looks so slay in that. This music video looks like it was so much fun to shoot.
I'm bobbing my head. I'm grooving.
How she says her consonants is so satisfying to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the low register voice.
Nice.
It could just be me, but every time I hear those 2 guitar chords, I think that it's gonna go into a guitar break.
I like the ahs in the background. They bring in the harmony with the chord change there. It's nice.
But the drop is still satisfying.
Got some snaps in the back.
I don't know why this is giving like Europop energy to me.
This harmony on the thirds.
All this like deceptive motion is really tasteful. I really like it.
Yeah. Yo, this is literally Severance.
Evidence.
There was D sharp.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, here we go.
Is it like a bomb?
Sing it, girl. That was so good.
That's my goodness.
Wow.
It's like chill, but also like serving bass card.
It's like a
I
nine.
love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It sounds really cute.
There's just like electronic sound that's going on.
You never know when it's gonna be G or G sharp.
It's like a nice post-chorus.
Got little snaps.
It's so second gen.
Whoa.
Dance break on the iPhone.
What she said? What she said? No, I want to see what she said.
Hey, beautiful, smiley face. How is your day going?
At the end.
Wait, I bet the giant phone screen has some text too.
I was wondering where you were.
Riz off the charts.
Good. It's a good response.
This is literally me at work. This was me this morning. True. So I think I was distracted by the plot, but banger song.
Yeah.
This is one of those where the chorus changes every time. This is pretty cool.
I think there were exactly 6 guitar notes.
I like that. Yay. It's so charming.
Can you guys relate? Does it ever feel like an earthquake sending a text to your crush?
No.
It's a banger.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Bopping pretty hard.
Yeah, I was bobbing the head. I'm seeming to really enjoy the BLACKPINK solo artists.
I do appreciate like, you know, kind of BLACKPINK is going off on the whole English train, but she still has some Korean in there. And it's fine, but it's fine if you go English, but it's like she's kind of more rooted in the K of the pop.
Because it's very effortless.
I just think she has these like at the beginnings of some of the phrases, she has these like large intervals that she sings like more breathy, like that 9th you mentioned. And I think it just kind of like, it makes it like just a little bit more delicate and sing-songy. And then you have those sections where she's like, da, 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 da. And I think it really complements the kind of, like the delicateness that she naturally has with her voice. And then I like the contrast with that and like the meaning of the song, the instrumentals, and the driving beat. I think it's really great.
There was a lot here to kind of like latch on to. The harmonies, the background vocals were a nice surprise. There were enough subtle surprises in the instrumental.
I thought the moments after the chorus I thought were probably the most interesting when I started doing like the panning of the vocals and everything.
Like a post-chorus.
Or post-chorus, yes. You know, going into it, the name is Earthquake and all those feelings of love and the turmoil and the whatever. I thought it would be a little bit more doing a little bit, and they did that after the chorus. It was more straightforward than I thought it was going to be.
You were expecting to hear
I was expecting to hear something not as straightforward, and that was the most where I got it at, was in the post-chorus.
This one is really catchy actually. I really like the chorus. It's not like getting the same kind of like the connotation of an earthquake being like this earth-shattering thing.
Yeah,
really.
I didn't get that feeling.
This is more like it was like your heartbeat's going, right?
Yeah.
Well, the bass is so low, and it's not buzzy. Maybe it doesn't sound buzzy because we've listened to a lot of very buzzy bass.
Right, because the buzzy is like the high frequency,
But
so this one's a lot more.
It's like when you sing something in like a giant room, but like if you did it at a high pitch, like the echo that you would get back is more of those like lower overtones. That's the best thing that I can equate it to. 'Cause it's all like you were saying, like it's kind of in her head.
Like it's like her like debating about like I'm feeling this earthquake, but like should I let myself go? This is like the crisis of the century.
Yeah.
You know, where it's just kind of actually that's like way exaggerating. It's not that big of a deal. It's just kind of like, oh my God, should I let myself go this far? I ask myself this every day, which is like that's exactly I think what the song is trying to do with like a dancey and groovy beat.
Yeah.
It really, like, you couldn't tell where it was going.
Major, minor off the charts. And not in a tropey way. I like it.
What? Like...
So for what you're playing right now, how can people tell between the major and minor?
Oh, it's, yeah. So minor is, well, okay, what I just played was in major. So this is the raised, or what we call a raised 3. Because if you lower this a half step, this is our lowered 3, which makes it minor, right? So 3 being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1, 5, and 3, which make a chord quality. And if you lower the 3, it makes minor. So what we were getting at the beginning, JISOO decided to start in major when the song is actually...
Yeah, in the minor scale, it can be, you know, natural, so.
Yeah, minor scale, like it could go either like lowered 7 or raised 7th, depending on like what kind of vibe you want to go for.
So I think the huge presence of D natural gives it a more minor feeling overall. And then that parallelism of D major, E major, which is, you know, a whole step apart, gives it kind of like this openness, and you're kind of not sure where it's going to resolve. And I think there's some brightness to it as well.
Yeah.
Where there's no like tension, or the harmonic movement doesn't really stress you out. I like it.
So she's kind of grounded in that like quote major tonality. But like because the D major was there, I was just like, this can't stay in major. It doesn't feel like it wants to resolve back to, because if you have this, I want to go there.
So instead of going to G, the second time she goes to B instead, so that it's dominant motion back to E.
Yeah. So the G kind of just like suspends her there.
So you can take like a different harmonic exit, basically.
Yeah.
You said we're breaking ground, Pat. Funny.
Oh, nice.
What were we doing melodically that isn't maybe the immediate most typical?
Oh, it's not the melody.
Usage?
Oh, it's not the
chords,
melody. It's the harmony. Yeah. A song would normally go. That's like, you know, classic back and forth, and like when a pop composer discovers the minor 4 chord, they're like, ah, great, now we gotta go home. But in this song, it's. Which, see, when I play sort of like the root position, like, you know, the root of the D, it sounds like it's like, it's like the lid, the roof has been opened up. I don't know, there's this feeling of like enlightenment or something. And in this song, it does something similar because it's. So it's a similar motion, and then later on it actually resolves the G. So it's like a very colorful kind of.
And it's also like not overly like there's like not really any tendency tones, and it kind of just like moves in triads, and it's kind of beautiful like that.
I mean, this is definitely a song in minor because it goes da 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 da, and the whole thing has like a kind of a minor-y type of feel. But like that chorus has like more major chords than minor chords. So there's the parallel major, and then this is like, oh no, we're still in minor. And then when that hits, it's like a diatonic thing for the E minor scale, but it also hints at the parallel major, the relative major.
It makes it so like dark sounding, even though there's so many like major chords in it. I love that.
Okay,
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, that is weird.
What
though.
an enigma. What a mystery. What's going on here? I love when people be playing around in minor keys and then they put the major third in there on that one chord. Yeah, it's tasty.
And they shook up our world by doing the mixture first and then going into
They
the Titanic.
they shook up our world with that. That's true.
Like an earthquake?
And then, I don't know. That might be a stretch, actually.
Okay.
They've been like doing that. I think like recently it's been more of a thing. It's like jumping in and out of major minor keys or like golden modes.
But could that symbolize the earthquake?
Going back and forth? I guess so. Yeah, like mixed feelings. You got me like an earthquake. Got me so like no sorle. I guess.
Also, the vocal melody, I was like, it's very similar to "Sympathy Is a Knife" by Charlie XCX. We get a lot of similarities there, actually, which I heard. And yeah, it's kind of just like the E major chord, and then it kind of goes to that minor thing happening there. But then they add kind of a little mixolydian thing on that E chord, which is really cool here. It could be an A minor or it could be a C, because the C would be that that major flat 6 chord, right? Which is another mode mixture that's sometimes used. So sometimes you might go like 1 to like minor 4 or 1 to the flat 6, because they have a similar function there. I think it's kind of more that flat 6, and then when it goes into it the second time, da 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 da, they get the mixolydian thing in there, which helps us kind of get into the C. It's really nice, yeah, lovely mode mixture. It's more unexpected because usually you're kind of doing more to, like, you're to tonicize like the key of E major, but then you would add like if this was like a sad K-pop ballad, you know, you would do something like that, right? But they have that more jumpy feel to it, right? And they're adding that. That's like a very that's like epic movie soundtrack vibes, but it's in the context of this like dance pop song. And I love that they're like, we're not gonna take it too seriously, we're gonna throw in some mixolydian with that E chord before this break into like the pre-chorus, yeah.
Now, how does this make it an earthquake?
They're shaking up our theoretical musical minds.
Okay, so right off the bat, so the beginning, it's like just an intro. You have the bass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's on 1 and 3. And then when everything comes in, she emphasizes 2 and 4, which kind of sets up the groove. 4, 2, 4.
But then the bass starts adding rhythm, right?
Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier with the reggaeton, right? Just invert that. The bass line is doing the snare drum pattern and the bass drum is doing quarter notes. So it's like, I'm doing this, right? And then the synth player is doing. So it doesn't sound like Afrobeat or reggaeton because it's not on the snare drum, but those are the notes that it's like accentuating. As soon as the intro finishes and she starts emphasizing the 2 and 4, we get the quarter note in the bass drum the entire time. It's just super low, right? Yeah. And then the next time, which is in the car, is a little louder, right? And then when we get to the drop, it's like up here and we add that like electronic snare drum sound. It sounds like maybe claps too. And now, so like it was like the dynamic level was building, which also kind of helps push it forward a little bit.
I guess that's why it kind of feels like it opens up in the post-chorus, because before we're just getting that.
Yeah, you get rid of some of the texture that's going on. It gives it a little more space.
I don't know if it happened in the first chorus, but then definitely on the second chorus, there was a break between her. Like, thing came in that was like, I really like that part. Yes, it hits like an earth. I think it's like silent and then just be dropped in. I think that might be an intention of like, you know, earthquake. They like, ooh. So in the second chorus, they added some juicy in there. Juice.
Do you feel like the second drop hits harder than the first drop?
What makes this a little harder is they skip the first beat. It comes in on 2, so right before when she says about to blow, right, everything cuts out and it's just her. And it almost sounds like a broken record almost, because she's like repeating herself and it's kind of building this tension. Well, I guess you do have like a little bit of like sound effects in the back, and every time she repeats there's like a knocking sound almost, on the about to blow. Hold on, I'll see if I can find it again. Oh, and this is cool too. At the end, at the last time she says about to blow, they like layer in her saying about to blow, but like 5 times after each other or something. So it just sounds like, yeah, it sounds like it's like an echo. It sounds like you're hearing an echo like everywhere. It's just bouncing off. And then, yeah, and then she said hits me like an earthquake, and everything comes in on quake instead of earth, which is beat 2 of the measure.
I think the one thing I have to say is what's interesting about this is like that the beat is, like you said, pretty minimal, and that there's like pretty consistent instrumentation throughout. I think the main way that they actually like change sections is by like changing the mix of the instrumental. The reason that I think the final chorus is more satisfying is I'm pretty sure that's when the snaps are like louder. But the snaps are there for every chorus. It's just like they're more audible, and that's a little bit more satisfying. And I think that's kind of an interesting way of like, they're not adding or taking away instruments, they're just making certain instruments louder or quieter for different sections.
Dynamics.
Yeah, important. It hits like an earthquake. It's gonna be like an earthquake.
I was gonna ask, like, what do you think the similarities and differences are between Earthquake and Flower?
It's the somewhat faded vocals, and you kind of like the da 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 instead of like huge vocal presence da da da. So it's like the present vocal melody turns into something like faded or choppy.
And the focus is on the dance.
Yeah.
Which here is something like this, and then Flower was this.
And I think they're using the same like rhythm, the boom.
Do they like focus it more to the bass too?
Yeah.
In Flower.
I think so.
I think that kind of style also was in Flower too. Like the snappings in Flower, there was yeah, exactly. Yeah, similarities.
How do you feel like the music video and song supports each other?
Oh, all the colors are really interesting.
Yeah.
I think like all the blues and grays and kind of low lighting influenced how I felt about the song, or the kind of feelings that I was experiencing during the song. It was really nice. Another part that I really like about this is that most people who have gone back into the office or are starting their girl office jobs, and then and then it unfolds into this like really insane, like she's driving this fast car, and I think it reflects a lot of the feelings that a lot of like girls can relate to. I think it's real cute.
Nice bass drum.
Straight bass drum, yeah.
That's so cool. That's so like irregular for K-pop.
Aw, cute.
I've seen the dance, but I've muted it every time I have come across it, so
so
I don't
funny.
get canceled.
Don't worry, I'll never cancel you. I'll just be disappointed in you. People ask, how do you keep the reactors from checking out songs? And I say,
Fear.